companions, welcome. I am still busy with my journey to the southeast of Angola, and I arrived now at the Okavango River after 4 days of driving. I'm very close to the wilderness now, but it's on the other side of a major river and it's in a different country, and I'm unsure of how to proceed. My planning has been all along that I will try and find out from the Caprivians on the Namibia side how I should proceed. But I found out that they know very little about what's going on in the country across the river. But fortunately, with all my inquiries, I heard about a guy called Molo. Now, he lives just across the river, close to the edge of where I want to go, and miraculously, I managed to make contact with him. Now, he's an Angolan citizen, and I thought it's worth at least having a chat to him. So I arranged to meet him at a little town called Rundu, which was indicated by most of the inquiries I made as the best place to cross into Angola. Manjolo was in his late 40s. He was shortish and slightly built, but he had an easy, frank manner, and he had a ready smile that seemed genuine to me. He wore a faded khaki jean and a t-shirt and a floppy hat, and he didn't have any of the attitude of the typical middle world people. Look how modern I am. So I thought, this is a guy that I could get along with. But his mastery of English was a different matter. It was very broken. It turned out that he had been part of the Unita movement. Now, Unita was a movement run by a guy called Jonas Savimbi, who had a kind of an independent country in the southeast of Angola. And Manjolo was part of his army, so that's how he knew all the different people and the tracks. And most importantly, he knew where there might still be some landmines left from the bush war times. So, despite his broken English, and also despite the fact that he would not really be able to teach me anything about the bush that I didn't know already, it was very clear to me that he hadn't spent much time really on his feet in the bush. Those were drawbacks, but I thought it's worth taking him on. So there, in front of this seedy little hotel that somehow managed to lay claim to the description of luxury river lodge, him and I made an agreement that he would come with me. My next question to Manjolo was, where do we go from here? And his answer was very difficult to decipher. I eventually had to call one of the hotel employees to come and help. And we managed to figure out that what he meant was that the road on the north side of the river in Angola was very, very bad, he said. Now, if an African calls an African road very, very bad, then you should take notice. Now, he thought we should go to Kalai, which is the border post with Angola, and there we should have our passport stamped. Then we should come back into Namibia and travel eastwards along the Caprivi Strip on a very good tar road which was there, instead of trying to use that very, very bad road. Now, I didn't quite understand how we could legally be in Angola, but physically still travel around through Namibia. And I also couldn't understand where we would then cross into Angola. But I knew that this is the middle world. In the middle world, things that we used to in the modern world and how they work, they get adapted in the middle world, and they get forgotten or ignored, or at least changed to meet reality. So I decided to roll with it. Now, this first encounter with Manjolo was a kind of a abbreviated metaphor of my whole relationship with him throughout the journey. It was a random assortment of actual knowledge and hearsay and total uncertainty, and here and there a bit of benign opportunism to try and arrange things to his own advantage. And I could see that immediately, but I decided it was still my best option, and that I didn't really have a choice other than to take him on and go with him. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you'll join me again next week. Goodbye.